Morning. Welcome to the jungle. Have my wife's plant in the background here. Feel like I'm in the jungle. Hope you're doing well this morning. Excuse me 1 minute. This drink is, I've been thoroughly impressed with it. Actually, it's a little bit of a health/energy drink. It's not like a Monster, but it helps you actually burn some of your fat as energy, and actually really been impressed. My wife started with this line of things, and I've really been impressed how it cut down my body fat and toned me. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I hope you're doing well, that you are succeeding, that you are living your best life, that you are being able to maximize your life according to what you see as success, what is your success story, and what it is that you want to live for. You know, I've really been digging in with the personalities and talking about those for a while now. And today I just want to highlight how we can choose to shift and operate in our strengths rather than operating out of our fears. You know, each of us, each of you have strengths in your life, and one of the areas that you have strengths in is your personality. So, you know, the personalities, and all different combinations, of course. So you have different strengths that you can highlight within your personality profile or structure. And to go along with those different personalities, the strengths within those personalities, there's also dominant fears of the personalities. And so we can choose in every situation, every circumstance, to step into our strength and operate out of that, which would leave us feeling our best. It would have us doing our best and giving our best. Or we can operate out of our fear, which causes us a stress and anxiety. It limits us. It makes the picture smaller. It limits our ability to accomplish things, and it limits what we have to give to our teams or the people around us. And so it's if we're not conscious of these things, we can unconsciously step into operating out of our fears and actually limiting ourselves. So here is a couple things. Hello, Roland, my friend. How are you today? Thanks for jumping on. And Amanda, how are you doing? I get to see you again here on this one. Hope you're doing well in Louisiana. It's cool up here in Pennsylvania. I hope it's nice down there for you guys. Good morning, Roland. But to shift, all right, so we want to move into our strength. We want to consciously move into the area of strength versus stepping over into our fear. So let me give you an example. So with my personality, it's detail-oriented. Okay, so I like the details. I like to get things right. I like to be accurate. I like excellence. I like to be systematic. I like to have everything in order. I see resources. I don't like to waste resources. I see everything as a resource and the ability to put it to work to accomplish more for where we're going. But I don't like to, I don't like to waste those resources. Hello, Petra. How are you? The fear then of my personality, the dominant fear of that side of my personality would be criticism, and would be confrontation and strong confrontation, things like that. So I was, when I step into these situations, I can choose to work with my strength and say, okay, I'm good with details. I can put a good structure, build something that will be stable. I can build systems and put those in place that will make this machine operate well. Okay, that will make sure it stands, that it's something long term. You know, some personalities have great vision. They want to go out, boom, boom. They want to take action, and they're so busy taking action, they're not doing any groundwork. And although something happens quickly, it's not sustaining, right? And then you have the flip side where some of us operate slower, but we can also operate so slow that we don't ever go out and get anything done. So you have the two sides. But I can step in and I can say I can build the systems, I can get the details to make sure we'll have something sustainable, and use the strength, and then be able to continue to move forward and take action that's needed to accomplish and actually, take action and build something. Not just come up with an idea, get a system in place, refine an idea, but then actually release it and operate on that. If I step into the side of my fear, the fear of the personality, that would be fear of criticism and confrontation. I could say, well, if it's not perfect, somebody will criticize it, which would take me back to refining it over and over and over again and never taking action. So do you see that? So you can step out in your strength, do the details that need to be done in order to create a good product or a good system, a good company, to have your finances in order, whatever it is, to have the paperwork in order. Or you could step into your fear that would say, I don't want to be criticized, so let me not, I'll either won't do anything at all, I will lower my expectation so that, or what is expected of me, of myself, or from others, because I don't want to be criticized, so let me lower the expectation, a negative side, right? Or, I don't want to be criticized, so I will try to step away from as much responsibility as possible, because what if I get it wrong and then I'm corrected or criticized? So, do you see the two sides? Again, of the other personalities, there's different sides. You have the fast action visionaries who are great, they're great leaders, they're more outspoken, but they fear being taken advantage of or losing the ability to have their own choice. You have those who are friendly, talkative, they're the life of the party, they're outgoing, but they fear social rejection and not being able to operate in their operate out of their own creativity and to express themselves. So on that side, they could, instead of being outgoing and things, they could overdo it or because they fear social rejection, So it's like, if I could step into my fear and try to do things to be accepted because I fear social rejection, or I could do what needs to be done, what is right, or what is required by the company or needed by the company or needed by my team, or I could only do what people think is funny and acceptable, and operate out of my fear. So you see that? You can do what needs to be done, you can be the salesperson, you can be the one who cares for people or connects with people, or is out there being recognized, or you could be scared of being rejected and not take the steps needed, so you're not rejected. And then another personality side of personality strengths is you're a caring person, you like to get things accomplished, you work good within systems, you're family oriented, you're people oriented, you're really caring for people, you're recognizing the needs of people, you can connect with people very well. But the flip side of that is, the fears of that personality are a fear of change and a fear of confrontation. And so with that, you could stay in a bad relationship too long or a bad situation too long. Because you don't want confrontation and because you don't want change, it's better to stay in something that's negative and kind of be connected to people and things rather than risk the change and possible confrontation of removing myself from that relationship or having to fire someone who's not doing the proper job. You could hold on to an employee or a team member too long, even though they're not doing the job and pulling the whole team down or the whole company down, because you're afraid of confrontation, and you're afraid of change. And well, if I have to fire this person, there's going to be possibly some confrontation, because I'm going to have to say, hey, you're fired, you're not doing a good enough job, even though I've told you you need to change. You're negative for the company. Or you will then have to hire somebody else, which also means change. So you're losing an employee, which is change. You have to hire someone else which is change. And you could operate in that fear side of your personality. So I hope I didn't go too long for you here today, but I just want to encourage you. Know your strengths, know your fears of your personality. You have more strengths than just your personality, but there's some good strengths to use within your personality. Recognize that in every situation, if you don't unconsciously step into your strengths, be conscious about it and make the choice. When this situation pops up and you feel that little fear, that little anxiety, that little stress, okay, that's the fear of my personality wanting to take over. I'm wanting to step into the fear side of my personality. Say, hey, no, I'll choose to step into my strength. So how can I put my strength in today? How can I hit the details that need to be hit? How can I implement the systems, but then move on to take action rather than be scared of being criticized or being a little inaccurate? Let's do what needs to be done and move on. Okay? Well, thank you for tuning on. Have a wonderful day. To my friends Petra and Roland and Amanda, you guys who are tuning on, have a great rest of your day. And to those of you around the world, enjoy your life and write your success story. Your success story. Not my success story, not your husband or wife's success story, not your father or your mother's or your friend's success story. Write your own success story. What does success mean for you? What does every day look like for you to be successful, for you to be living the life you were born to live, loving the life that you are living, and being your best self? And go out there and be it. Go out there and do it and enjoy. All right. See you.